What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I guess the day you can go out and get just annihilated and say is for a certain reason. Even if you're not Irish, it doesn't even matter. Anyways, today, I got a good story for you today. There has been a lot of people that have asked me to start talking more about the restaurant life and bartending and bar industry and things like that. And I'm going to today take a little break from the Army stuff just to kind of revisit this. This channel is mainly about the Army and things, but we're going to touch on this today. Probably some stuff that you guys don't know, or maybe you do. Anyways, guys, like always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. So, waiting tables, serving, bartending, service industry is one of the oldest professions. It goes back forever. Servants, waiting on people, people that were making food, like it's a very old business, okay? It is a weird lucrative business where you can have not much formal education and excel and do very well in this trade. There you can be extremely educated and prefer this or choose to do this or settle for this. I have seen it all in this line of work. Probably been in the food and beverage hospitality industry for over 15 years. So I've spent some time. Definitely spent my fair share in a number of restaurants, from corporate to non-corporate, privately owned, things like that. Here's one of the stories of one of the girls that I hired. Now, like I say, I don't like to use people's real names. So we're going to call this girl Dez, D-E-Z, Dez. It's not short for Desiree. We'll call her Dez. This is a girl that I gave a chance to, because in this line of work, I'll tell you why you have to do that with certain people. Let's get into it. I am an individual who would like to say, I like to see the good in everyone, or I like to find everyone's pros, or I genuinely don't think like that. I think that most people are not good. I think there are people that are up to no good more than they are doing good. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt because I don't have a great past. But I really do keep people at arm's length before I say that I can validate your character or you have proven to me that you are of some standard. It's just the way it is, especially in this line of work. I don't know if it's the Army that messed me up, whatever it is. I get this girl for an interview. Her name is Dez. Dez is probably in her mid-30s. All day looks like she is probably in her mid-40s. This girl, at first glance, you could see that a long time ago, this girl was probably a really attractive woman. I mean that. You could see she was probably really put together. You could just see she's got some tough years on her. I mean, that's the only way I can really chop that up. She has had some tough years. People don't realize this. It doesn't even have to be drugs in a lot of cases. People that just smoke cigarettes a lot, that's going to throw 10 years on you off the bat. If you are a chronic cigarette smoker, that does stuff to your skin, to your face, to a lot of things about your body. So smoking's bad. Anybody's watching this. Every now and then I smoke. Okay, don't listen to what I say. Anyways. Rarely, very rarely. But so upon first impressions, she seems like a sweet girl. Okay. Her work history, I mean, she's got a whole lot to show. A whole lot. 9 times out of 10, these interviews can end very quickly when you say, hey, look, I'm going to contact some of these people on your resume, or will they validate you? This girl was solid. She's like, yeah, go ahead and call them. But she was honest. And she was like, some of those places did not end up well. As being a guy that's worked in the game for a little bit, I know some things don't always end up well. You might have an asshole manager, or some shit went down at work and you're like, yeah, man, please don't contact them. It didn't end well. And it's okay to say that. It's okay to say that. And most of the time when people call to check up on these people, you're just asking them if they work there and if they're rehireable or not. Legally, I'm pretty sure there's shit you can't even find out. Like, they're not going to go into a lot of detail. They can't just discredit you like that. So be accurate with your dates and times and whatever. Let's get into this. The girl at the interview cannot sit still. I mean, it's physically, like, if we're talking right now, I mean, she's like in this position, and then she's over here. And at one point, her arm was just like back here for a minute. And then, like, she's tapping her foot, like, pop, 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 like, just tapping it. I'm like, I could hear it tapping under the table. And I was like, I said, are you, and I just kind of played it off. I was like, are you nervous? It's okay. Like, you can chill out. Like, just relax. You want a glass of water or something? Like, it's all right. So she tells me, she's like, I have Lyme's disease. I really don't know much about Lyme's disease. I'm not a doctor. I don't know much about it. She's like, well, it causes me to, like, sometimes be really irritable and, like, does stuff to my nerves and stuff. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe it does. But she came at me with that. She's giving an explanation for something about her that clearly she knows is visible. I would tell you this. Anyone that is an active drug user or has been down on drugs for a long time, they know people see it. Okay? They know. They do know. A lot of them just don't care. This girl's actually giving me an explanation. Hey, it's not drugs. It's Lyme's disease. I have Lyme's disease. Okay. This girl had the experience. I figured, give her a shot. If it doesn't pan out, move along. But you have to do that almost in this industry because you want to get people that are somehow credible and can do the job. So I agree. Let's do a trial run. Let's see how you do through training. Let's see if you can accomplish these things. If you can do these things and get through it, why not give you a job? I have hired servers, bartenders, many people, cooks that had really checkered past, and they've turned out to be wonderful employees because nobody would give those people a chance. And just say, hey, look, things haven't been great for me, but, like, I'm really trying to get my life back on track. Okay. Let's get into it. She starts training like a week later. I put her with one of my best servers. There's many at the restaurant, but this girl's really good. Let's call her Deanna. Okay? Deanna's good. She's honest. She's a hard worker. She has a lot of integrity. If she makes a mistake, which rarely happens, she'll be honest about it. She's a good individual. It's always good to see that you have strong people on certain shifts because you know you can rely on them. She's going to train Dez. Okay? My heart goes out to both of them, but especially to Deanna because she's telling me instantly, she's like, Luke, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, and I validate what this woman says. And some of the other servers were just hating. Catty, whatever. They really didn't get a chance to know this girl or know anything about her. But she was anyways, she had a tough time training this girl. And after like a couple days, she's honest with me. She's like, I don't think it's gonna pan out. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Like when she goes to these tables, like she can't stand still. She's like swaying, taking people's orders, and like you could see the table looking at her like looking up, like, what is up with this? Like You can see when someone has something wrong with them. And I mean, it's noticeable. So Deanna's like, look, it's gonna be tough. Like, after like her training, and she we give people like a menu test. She didn't do great like 2 times, and then I think the third time she met like the minimum that we will allow you to be on your own and like actually go be a waitress or waiter, bartender, whatever. So she gets through that, and it's like, okay, like not a lot of people are saying I think this is a great idea, but we need bodies, we need people to do the job. Let's give her a shot. She had a couple instances where she's been in the game a long time, okay? She has people come pick her up from work. She gets a ride. One day she has a ride, one day she doesn't have a ride. You take every variable with it. And in interviews, you're just pretty much asking, do you have reliable transportation? Do you have availability? You're asking the honest, genuine questions. Now, some of these guys or some of these people that would come pick her up, these dudes looked rough, man. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, a lot of these guys, no teeth. You have to achieve that. Unless you had really poor dental hygiene growing up, your teeth just don't fall out of your mouth for no reason. It doesn't happen. You did something to make those teeth extract themselves from your face. Give her the benefit of the doubt. She's not a thief from what I can see. I haven't really gotten any good feedback from the tables or people she's waited on. I haven't got anything negative either, other than the other servers and the people that, some of the kitchen guys, and I'm gonna get into that right now. Some of the kitchen guys that I kind of talked to on a personal level about this because I heard them make a comment one time. We'll get into a little bit more of that. I'm walking through the restaurant one day and I see all the servers like laughing and like walking away from an area like quickly. And I'm like, what's up? What's going on? Is everything all right? And like one of the girls tells me, like, man, Des just busted ass. I'm like, what's that? They're like, we were walking over to her to like get something and she was like, stay away. Just stay away. My stomach is going through something right now. So she just crop dusted the whole server station. Big ass fart. And like, it's comical, okay? It's nasty, but like, it's funny, I guess. For like, they're all like laughing and like, there was no shame in this woman's game. She was like, hey, I let it go. So these are some of the things I dealt with this woman. But like, you have to realize that like these servers will go back and tell the kitchen staff what happened. And a restaurant and many workplaces are all just, it's all one big social network that you don't have to open up an app for. That's best I can really explain it. So some of these kitchen guys they made some comments. And they were like, yeah, look at this crackhead, look at this, look at that. I pulled a couple of these guys to the side because now I have seen at this point, it's been a couple weeks. I don't know. I've given up on this whole, I've did a little research on Lyme disease and stuff. I'm not. Anyways, this woman's on drugs. It's pretty clear. This woman's on drugs. I talked to some of these guys and I just give them a little bit of down low. And these are younger guys. I say, it's funny. Number one, stop making fun of this girl. Number two, she didn't intend on being like this. Okay? I'm going to say that first and foremost. People that are actively on drugs or been down on drugs for a long time, they didn't intend on that. 9 times out of 10, you cannot say when you started doing that drug, did you think you would be where you are today? No one's going to say, yup, absolutely. That's where I wanted to be. No, they're not going to say that. No one's proud of that. And all these guys that smoke weed and do stuff like this, I'm like, you started out smoking weed. A couple weeks later, maybe a couple months later, maybe a year later, someone's like, you want to try mushrooms? Hey man, I got these mushrooms. You're gonna be more acceptable to trying that. Or hey man, you want to try some acid? Oh, okay, yeah, well, I like doing crazy shit. Yeah, let's do some acid. Get a little bit older, maybe a little bit more experience. Maybe you're a more seasoned drug user. Maybe you get into some pharmaceuticals. Maybe you do Adderall. Maybe you do other things. You're at a party one day, someone busts out cocaine. Oh, I'll try that. Wow, you love that. That's fun. You should. I'm telling these guys, this process doesn't happen quickly. Sometimes it does, but like it happens over time. Who knew? You tried snorting it, and then a couple weeks later, you meet guys, and you start smoking the shit. And now you have just signed your life to a drug that's never going to get back to you. And then 10 years later, you look at yourself and you're like, damn, it started right then and there. So I try to tell these guys, this girl's life probably didn't mean to end up like this. It's where it ended up. It's where it ended up. Reality to people that are actively on drugs, and this could be any drug. A lot of people that are on just heavy pain medicine and stuff like that, they don't realize that like they've been on it for so long, people don't even realize what they look like to other people. And a lot of them don't even give a shit. They don't care. They've been on it for a long time. It's how they function. It has become a very much part of their daily routine. But I was talking to these guys. I was like, you joke about it now. This could be you in 10 years. Could be. Y'all like to live that wild life. Just saying, could be you. So, Dez is struggling. Dez is starting to miss some time at work. It doesn't take long, people. It doesn't take long. I'll be the first one to say that. In this industry, people fire themselves. They do. Stop showing up for work. Start having a lot of problems with other coworkers. People fire themselves. You don't need to fire anyone in this industry. They're going to eliminate themselves. If you have the management that will notice these things and address it, hey, look, this is kind of an issue now. You can't be doing this, or this isn't going to work, or that's not going to fly. If you address these things, you can give people the opportunity to change. Some people don't care. Some people shouldn't have jobs that have jobs. So this girl is struggling majorly, pretty bad. And I address it. Bring her in the office, talk to her. Hey, look, I know you're struggling. Is everything okay? I give people the benefit of the doubt. Okay. So she goes into, well, my Lyme's disease. I said, look, and by the way, I always have a witness, always have another manager with you. I say, I don't believe that. I would like at this point to see some kind of medical stuff to saying you have this is affecting your behavior. I said, because I'm not jiving with this. I said, do you have anything going on that like is a major issue that like you don't? And she's like denying it. Okay. A child could look at this woman and say, that person's on drugs. And she is. She can never sit still. Oh, I mean, she would sway. I'm telling you, she would just sway. And like, I'm like, stand still. Just stand still. Or more importantly, someone that's actually on a really strong amphetamine or something like that, tell them to close their eyes and count to 20. I've seen this before. They would literally count their eyes and like in their head say count to 20, be like, close your eyes, 20. Time is moving much faster for them than it is for us. Someone that is not actively on drugs, like they're going to understand that, okay, well, 1, 2, 3, like That for them, they can make sense of that. People that are definitely on some kind of speed, it's not gonna make sense. She's still pleading her case. No, everything's fine. Everything's good. Okay. Okay. Things are not fine. I don't believe you. Don't believe you. I do not mind confrontation. I do not mind addressing things as management or anyone that's in some kind of a senior or leadership role, if you want to call it that. You have to tackle these things like head on. You don't beat around the bush. You have to address the problem and you have to go directly at it. Be tactical about it. Be professional about it. But like, you have to address these things. I don't believe you. You have to show me you want to do this, that you want to change, that you want to get better at this job, because I'm not seeing it. And the only way you make the schedule or you get shifts is if you have more to give to us. We want to put the best people to be the best face for the restaurant or the best everything you can be to make us successful. So trying to make the schedule, trying to like pencil her in, where can we put her? Where can we do this? It's becoming more of a headache than anything else to deal with this person. So with this being said, she starts getting scheduled less. We don't really have a spot to put her. Certain people are refusing to work with her. I'm not working with her. I'm not working with her. Okay, number one, inmates don't run the asylum. Okay, they power it, but like they don't make the overall decisions. And there is a code of how they work together. But like, I'm not getting any good feedback from anybody. And like, I'm going into people that are like very open-minded too. And like, I don't see it. Like, I've definitely had to help her with this, or help her with that, or go over and revisit things that she should know. Like, I don't, like she asked me like the other day if we sold like the main menu item we sell. It's like, how did you not know that? Like, I don't, like, I literally just watched you put this in on the computer. Like, you know, we sell it. Like, just stuff like that. Very troubled individual. So I'm going to just move into now the next steps of how people eliminate themselves. She randomly just starts to tell us all these things that's affecting her outside of work and that's going to affect her at work. And like, I would tell people, well, maybe just like, maybe take some time off, or maybe, especially if you're not working out, like just go. Anyways, she says she has to go to the doctor. She's gone. She's gone. We do not hear from this woman for 2 months. 2 months. Don't hear from her. And then magically one day, she shoots a text to a manager and was like, I'm ready to come back to work. I have a note. You have a note? You haven't worked here in 2 months. Like, we have already rehired and filled that position. Like, what? In her brain, it made sense. Like, I don't get that. Like, you haven't worked here for it was like 73 days or something. And she's like, I'm ready to come back. It's like, you said you were going to the doctor one day. We said to return after multiple days of missing work. You need a note. You were gone for months. And drugs are dangerous. Drugs are bad. Okay? In her mind, maybe it made sense. Maybe she was just taking a shot in the dark, like, maybe they really need me. You run into a lot of this in the industry. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I don't know what to say. Hopefully, that woman is off doing great things right now. I really do hope her the best, and I hope that she is living her best life, and hopefully she's cleaned up her act a little bit. But I will not forget some of these conversations I had with this woman out of like left field. She would say some pretty wild stuff, and I'm a pretty random crazy dude myself, but like she would just say shit to me, and I'd be like, I would have to look over and be like, what was that? Especially like she would just tell me, I'd be like, how was your weekend? And she would go off on this thing about just this long story about how she ended up in this place. And then all of a sudden she was in a boat and the boat had a hole in it. I'm like, what life is like, who does this shit even happen to? Like, you were canoeing, but it was a pond? Like, what does that mean? Like, I can't imagine. How far were you going? Like, was it a reservoir? Like, I'm really trying to make sense of these things. This woman told me some crazy stuff. I wish her the best. I really, really do. Guys, that's what I got for you today. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Be responsible. Don't drink and drive. Don't do anything crazy. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for watching. We're still trying to kick these out. Life's busy. We got our cruise in a couple days, so we'll take a little week break there. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Like always, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Thank you.